United Association Football Club, and I understand we have Les Hill and Tim Shannahan here. Hi.
G'day. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and speak. It's kind of intriguing when you go from the message that you just had from former mayor and how broad that is, and it relates to everybody in Christchurch. And now you've got a small community group that represents 640 participants and their families and their players. But I guess one of the reasons we wanted to be here today, and it actually nice segue from what Gary was commenting on, is often you have a situation where the staff within council have identified a solution, an idea that they want to see implemented. It's still important to present it and make it known to the councillors that the people out there also value that solution. And for us at Nomads United Football Club, it is the fact that we are a large club, fifth largest in Christchurch. We are in a situation where we are spread in terms of our playing grounds. They're not central, and they're not actually. I mean, some of the grounds that we use are closer to a number of other clubs than our own club. And while the name Nomads might suggest we're happy with that circumstance and we'll live with it, that's not really where we want to be. And there is an opportunity that exists at the current time with a new subdivision that's being developed, the Highstead Residential. The indication we have had is that land adjacent to Tullett Park is going to be the development contribution for that. The indications we've had is that will be developed as additional land to Tullett Park, and we would hope that that does progress in that direction, and that the club has the opportunity to engage with council once that land becomes available and work on how we can, I guess, utilise that land to maximise its value, not only for the football club, but for the summer cricket code and other codes in summer that might also want to use that land. So that's where we're coming from. We're basically saying we believe there is something that's going to happen. We just want to have some face time to reiterate that's what we would love to see happen. It's not necessarily identified in the submission because we thought we'd come with one key element, but we're also of the understanding that as part of the process, Tullett Park will have an investigation of its drainage. Money is set aside in the plan for that next year, and the following year is the implementation of a drainage solution. And the reason I want to put that out there is last year the grounds basically at Tullett Park did not get used. It was too wet, did not drain. The club actually played all of its, or the majority of its home games further afield. So we're excited by what we see is happening at Tullett Park. We just wanted to indicate that we are supportive of it, and we do hope that it progresses.
Great. I mean, just following on from Gary's presentation, do you think that in terms of decision making, this is something that the local community board should be empowered to do with the resources to make those decisions? Personally,
I think it's acceptable for it to be moved to the community boards. I mean, from my previous experience with Canterbury Hockey, a lot of the process for the development of Nunwick Park post-earthquake was about engaging with the local community board of Fendalton Waimari. We agreed on what the solutions were going to be, and then it was about coming to council and signing off the lease of additional land. So I think there is room for those sort of processes. In the current political environment, we're here and taking the opportunity that is presented by these hearings.
I totally agree with that. I mean, absolutely right that you do so, but it just has given me a bit of thought about the sorts of things that we should be thinking about in terms of delegations and resourcing our community boards to make decisions. Yanni?
I don't actually understand what the community board couldn't already do.
I think it's one of those situations where, put it in context, and I'm happy to be told that we've probably not done the process correctly, but we found out about the development contribution basically the same time that submissions for this were closing. And so we thought, no, we don't want to miss an opportunity. Let's make sure we submit something. I'm completely comfortable with you guys now referring it to the community board, but just the timing was such, we thought, no, let's not miss an opportunity to make sure that this can progress.
I think maybe there's a confusion. Community boards can't participate in RMA. That's a different statutory process than the Local Government Act.
Yep.
But maybe what you're saying is we need to empower community boards to be able to make submissions, be involved through the RMA plan changes, etc., rather than council staff.
I'm comfortable with the process being what it is. I think from our perspective, we're hopeful that having now presented something, somebody might get in contact with us, whether it's the green space park manager saying, yep, council's now heard this message, we're still on track to deliver these outcomes, and we do want to work with the club to make sure that when we take this additional land on, it is made usable green space for sports. And we actually talk to you as a club about how you want to see that land used. Is it senior fields, junior fields, intermediate fields? And those things, except at a low level. But I think it's just about making sure that as a sports club, we're engaging in the process.
That's
Oh,
great.
cool.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sure the Chief Executive is making a note of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.